Thank you for joining today's session. We can start in the next 1 minute. In the meantime, you can just introduce yourself in the chat box where you're from, and we'll start the session in exactly 17:08. Lasisi, once you're ready, we can start.
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Just before you go, I wanted you to project first so that we can be on the same link. So I'll introduce our presenter. Okay, I'll introduce myself. My name is Joyce Chikuku. Thank you all for joining today's webinar. I'm Joyce Chikuku. I'm the East Africa Regional Coordinator. I'm based in Kenya. And today we are having the second week of our academy. Thank you all for joining and for registering for the 2024 Online Academy. Today we are having a session on conducting needs assessment. We have our able presenter, Madam Adejoke Lasisi. I hope I pronounced it right.
Yes, you got it right.
Is an Ibadan. Thank you. Lasisi is an Ibadan born and Ibadan-based luminary, stands for a beacon of inspiration in Nigeria. Renowned for her remarkable achievements, she has become a serial grant winner and business coach to wealth millionaire. Her visionary spirit led to the founding of Joker Links Weaving School and Planet 3R. That word has committed her suitable development and transforming waste into valuable resources. Adejoke's tribalizing effects were globally recognized when she emerged as one of the 15 winners from 56 Commonwealth countries for the Commonwealth Innovation Sustainable Development Awards 2024. She won the National MSME of the Year 2020 and was awarded by the federal government of Nigeria. She has won numerous local and international awards in recognition of her unparalleled complement to building a better, greener, and a safer world. Adejoke is a conference speaker and a thought leader, a shining star, and rallying point for youth leaders. Welcome to the session, Madam Adejoke, and you can take it out.
Yes, okay, thank you so much for that introduction. Please, I would like to know, can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
And you can see me too. Thank you so much. I really want to appreciate the organizer of this program. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you once again. My name is Adejoke Lasisi from Nigeria. So what we actually want to talk about today is, I love because it's related to what I do, like where to start from, where do you start from? Because it's very, very important for us to know the starting points. Many of us I would like to know if my slide can come on the screen, please. It will really help people to be able to follow. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. So it's actually very important for us to understand, like, why do we want to do what we want to do? Because if people are not feeling pain, if people don't have headache, they are not going to buy paracetamol. So it's very, very important for us to make sure that we understand what people want. Like, okay, this is what people want. They want to make sure that people take away their pain. Remember when COVID-19 came and it became one of the most, the issue was really affecting a lot of people then, and so many people came up with vaccine, a lot of ideas. Even some people came up with some local this thing in communities. So for today's learning outline, we're going to be touching the needs analysis. Why conduct a needs analysis in the first place? You have to find your purpose. You have to gather relevant data. Is it very, very important? Then you have to analyze the data and also, create action plan in order for you to know that, okay, this is how I'm going to achieve all these things I've been able to, get together from people, from online, wherever way you get it. And of course, conclusion. So I'm going to be using my enterprise. I don't know if anybody knows about what I do here. So I'm actually the founder and creative director of Planet 3R. And as Planet 3R, we convert wastes, especially pure water sachet, like all these plastic bags, and also waste clothes. We convert them into eco-friendly items and stores like that. At the moment now, I'm in France because we've been invited to come and showcase our products for this upcoming Trade and Environment Week coming up next week. So we've actually brought our product here. So these are some. So I'm going to use our company and my journey as an example for you to just make sure that I want you to really pay attention and follow what I'm going to say, so that I believe that it's going to help you, like especially for the let me say, how do they always say this thing, that when you follow somebody that already gone through the paths, it actually is some of the stress that you don't have to go through those things again. So you just follow the path that the person has already, so that you don't try to be creating different paths. So next slide, please. So we have to talk about what is need analysis itself. It's very, very important for us to understand, the systemic process, how to really get all this information that you need for your business or for the product that you are coming out to do. That solution that you want to get, you have to make sure that you understand what people really need. For instance, many of us just assume for people. You must not assume for people. Make sure that you understand that people really want that solution. Let me give an example. There's this man, he went to a community and he realized that many of those people in the community were just fetching water from miles away. They will go and be carrying water. They don't have water in their community. So it was like, these people are really suffering. Why would they be carrying water from very far community and be bringing it to the community? So he thought of doing a bowl for them. He didn't even ask them that what do they need? Why, you understand? So it's very, very important to carry out this analysis, trust me. So he did the bowl for them. He spent money and everything. But when he came back after 6 months, he realized that nobody has fetched from that bowl. They continued to go to that neighboring community to go and fetch water, and very far, like 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers away, to go and fetch water when they have bore in their place. So it was like, why are people not fetching this water? I thought I've created solution for them, because he is the one that saw it as a problem, but the people in that community did not see it as a problem. So he went to the community leader. They call it them Bale in where it came from. So he now said that, why are people not fetching this water and everything? So the community leader now said that the parents lied to their children that water will kill them if they fetch from it, that water is not good. It was like, why would they lie? Now realize, so the community leader now told him that because most of them have just one room, they stay in a room, and for the husband and the wife to meet, they have to send the children far away to go and fetch water. It's during that time that they go and fetch water, that they go very long way. That is when they have the access to have sex or whatever that they want to have, because they have only one. They don't have different rooms or stuff like that. So assuming he did his need analysis, honestly, he would know how to go about it. He would know the kind of solution that they need. Even if he wanted to create that solution for them, he would know other things to do for them. For instance, if he had carried out the needs analysis for that community, he would have known that, okay, this is the problem that they are facing, the pain. They are sending these children to go and fetch water because they want to get together. Okay, why not make sure that while you are doing that, you also have a sports center, like a community center, whereby these children can come together and like maybe play games, do sports, play football and stuff like that. So they are, with that, is solving the problem that they get the water, clean water in their community. At the same time, these children give their parents, chance, they give them the privacy that they need. And at the same time too, they are going to, even the children to grow, and the community, the social gathering and everything like that. So this is, it's very, very important for us to make sure that we understand what people want. Like, you don't just assume for people, you don't assume that people have a problem, because what you see as a problem, what you see as that they are telling you, that you see it as they have a headache. It's you that you are seeing it. They might not see it as a headache. Some people love their problem, trust me. They are enjoying it. And that's why they don't want to leave that space. So for you to say that you want to solve it for them, you need to really ask questions. Make sure that you don't just assume for people. So one of the things that helped us at Planet 3R was that when we started Planet 3R, I don't know if anybody is doing something similar to what we do here, but when we started it, we made sure that we did our research. So we went online. Make sure that you see, Google is everybody's friend. Go online and make sure that you research the sector that you are going to, the industry you are going to. Don't just go into it blindly. Don't just assume that there's market there. Don't just assume that people will buy your products. Don't assume. So going there, I realized that, okay, people are already doing things when it comes to, cleaning environments, saving environments. I realized that a lot of people were doing things with plastic bottles. They were doing things with tires. They were doing things with can bottles and everything. But I now realize that they are not really doing things when it comes to nylon and everything. I was like, I really need to like bridge this gap. There's a gap. I've been able to identify a gap in that place. So your research will help you in understanding that, okay, there's a particular gap that people have not filled, like in that sector. So I saw it and I'm like, okay, we can actually complement existing solution. And I want you to note this. Do not just go with the intention of, I just want to I want to go and compete there. I want to go and drag. It's good to compete, but try to find a way to make sure that you complement existing solution. As we go on, I'm going to make sure that, explain this further to you. So, but you just have to make sure that you understand, the need, you understand the community, you understand the customer. It's not about you, it's about them. So always have it in mind. And like they always say, think like a buyer and not like a seller. So you have to think like someone that is buying it. Do not think like someone that is selling it. So it's very, very important for us to know that. Please, next slide. So all these things are very important. Like I've said earlier, you have to make sure that the problem is very clear. So, and for you to know the problem is very clear, is for you to ask questions. Make sure that you know you conduct research, you do survey. It's very, very, very important. And don't just take a problem that is just like it looks like problem. Don't take it. Don't work on something that looks like problem but it's not a problem. Please make sure that it is a real problem. And one of the things I always talk about, especially if you want to take what you do, your solution or your products to the global level, make sure that you are solving a global problem. It takes a solution that is solving a global problem to be globally relevant, to be positioned. Those are the kind of solution that will get global opportunity. But if your solution, if the problem you are solving is just very limited within, maybe for some particular people, like not the general one. I'm not saying that you have to solve the problem of this world. However, when you are thinking about it, when you are trying to solve it, make sure that you think ahead, you think about how you can, how you can scale, how you can increase the scope, how you can reach more people with the solution, with your products, because this is the way for you to actually make more impact. And I might not talk about it, but let me just, since I remember it now, make sure that what you are doing support the 3 It is very, very important. What do I mean by the three P's? The first P is people. Make sure that whatever you do, your solution, your product is supporting people. And that one is the social impact. And the second one, make sure that your solution is supporting the planet. It is having a positive impact on the planet. The first one, have a positive impact on people. Second one, have a positive impact on planets. And that is the environmental impact. And the third one is profits. It has to have economic impact. Trust me. If it's not making money, there's no way you can sustain that kind of solution. There's no way you can sustain that kind of idea, the market and everything. So when it comes to, making the problem clear and everything, it might not be easy for you to go and be doing research, traveling up and down and asking people, because if you really want to, like the customer survey that we did, customer discovery that we did for Planet 3R, when we started Planet 3R, we make sure that we didn't do it in just one community. In fact, we make sure that we didn't do it in one state. We make sure that we didn't do it in one country. So we got people, and that's why you have to make sure that you build relationship. Build relationship is very, very important personally. So that's, you'll be able to, like, get all these stuffs and be able to, like, meet them, identify the stakeholders, the kind of opportunities you can get from them and everything. So doing the customer discovery, please note that I will see if I can get my the questions, because there are about 5 or 6 questions. I'll see if I can get it. I'll check my data, my drive now. If I get it later, I'm going to send it to the organizer, so probably they can share with you. But that discovery really, really helped. It's something that I always recommend to all my mentees to make sure that they do, especially when you are starting out in a sector, a particular business, a particular product, because it doesn't have to be all about that. So, you have to just, and when you are going into it too, hey, make sure that you know the challenges and the opportunities. Is very, very important. Plenty challenges that some of us just overlook, and that's why it's good to make sure that when you ask yourself those tough questions, don't just want to, like, go around it. No, because most of us we want the easy way out. So we don't want to look at the challenges. We don't want to see them as challenges. So we just want to, like, just find a way that, I don't want to look at, because see, and if you don't identify those challenges, you will not know how to solve them. That is the truth. So it's always better for you to make sure that you understand them. It's very, very good. And when when you do your needs analysis, it's really, you don't waste money, you don't waste resources, because most of these data, they are even there. Imagine, according to Global Waste Index, Nigeria generates over 60 million tons of waste in a year, and less than 10% is being recycled. I don't need to go and conduct that anymore. Someone else have already done it. And that's why when you are pitching your idea, when you are talking about what you do, it's always very important for you to make sure that you back it up with data, so that they don't just think that it's something that you are just, like, thinking about. Or you see the way I say that, according to Global Waste Index. So you have to make sure that you reference where you are getting it from. So it's very, very important. It helps you a lot. Next slide, please. Please, can we hear me very well? If you do not understand any place, please just let me know in the comments or something, so that I hope I'm clear enough.
You're very
Please let me know
clear,
that
Lasisi.
okay.
You're very,
Thank you
very
so much.
clear, yeah.
Okay. All right. So as I was saying, like, it's very, very important. Most of us do not even know what we want to achieve in life. I tell you, you'll be surprised that some people are just doing it for doing sake, or I would say just for surviving sake. It's good. Nobody is saying you should not survive, but always aim at succeeding too. And you can't even succeed without surviving. So surviving comes first, because after it is during that surviving. But some people, it's just surviving for them. It's just, okay, I just want to make money today, let me just survive. Make money today, let me just survive. They are not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about the long-term goals. They're not thinking about the sustainability, about making sure that this thing is just not a thing that they just did small and just, just continue like that. Like some people are not improving on what they do because they don't even understand the people that they are selling to. They don't understand their audience. They don't understand their, like when you have some people that, who are they selling to? Who are their customers? They do not know because they don't even understand the sector that they belong to. So they don't understand the total addressable market. They don't understand their own market share themselves. And for you to understand that, you have to understand your customers. Like what we do as Planet 3R, we understand that the people that are using our products, they cannot afford our products, right? So what we now do is that we now make sure that we write proposals to organizations that are interested in doing back to school projects. So those organizations will now pay us, we will now make the bags, they will now share it to people that we want them to use our products. And that is why you need to identify consumers and customers. Sometimes consumers are not necessarily your customers. Please let us note that. It's very, very important. Sometimes consumers are not necessarily your customers because sometimes, okay, it could be like you are making products for children. So are you going to say that those children are your customers? They don't even have the purchasing power. So it's their parents that are paying for it. So you have to make sure that you understand that, okay, your customers, the kind of products you want to make, the kind of things that you want to achieve, do they have the purchasing power? Some of us will be making products, luxury products, but we don't even know how to meet those people, how to get them, especially the kind of people, the kind of people that we want to make sure that we target. So it's very important for us to make sure that all these things, that we write be sustainable. And when it's said that sustainability, many people always think it's all about products. It's not just products. It's the sustainability of the whole business itself, like how you do things, the kind of things. So for instance, now, okay, you say, okay, this product is sustainable, but your business, is it sustainable? There are a lot of factors, a lot of things, like you are making products. Let me just give an example. You are making products from tires. You say that product is sustainable, but you are burning the tires to actually make the products. So that business is not sustainable. That business, when you look at it, it is not improving the life of people. It's not improving the planet. So the only thing that they are doing, probably making profits. And that's how many people make today. And when you see most of these grants now, even Toli Elumelu grants, most of all these grants, they usually ask that, is your business, is it supporting green economy? It is very, very important to make sure that it improves all around that. Like it's just cut across everything. When you are doing business, when you are making products, your operations. So make sure that everything that is cut across like that is not just the product alone, but are you making the world a better place? It's very, very important for us to make that. And of course, if it's not making money, it's not making sense. So you have to make sure that you are generating revenue and you are making profit as well. Sorry. Come here, I want to read that chat again. Yes. Okay. So even with, okay, thank you so much for bringing me back to that. So even with the fact that you have NGO, you have it's not for profits. However, you have to make sure that you find a way that project that you want to do, like a project now that we are doing now, that project can sustain itself is very, very important. Even if you are not like for NGO, because I do do one-on-one with NGOs a lot too. You have to make sure that you can say that project, it will not end, it will sustain itself, even if it doesn't get additional money. It's very, very important. So even when you are not making profits, you have to find a way that, okay, sustainability of these projects. For instance, now you train people. Let me just use training as an example. So you empower women or youth in the community, and they try to make some products from that empowerment. So you find a way to make sure that you sell it for them, and the money that is being generated from it is being used for another session, or use it to empower more people. So these are the ways, these are the things that you have to focus on, because if you do not focus on that, that means that if care is not taken, you will just do a project, a program, and the next thing you will not be able to continuation. And the sustainability part of it is very, very important, to say that, okay, this project, I can always go on with it, and we can scale. Like, we did 10 women last year. The next cohort or the next year, we can do 20, we can do 15. So it's very, very important. Well, like NGOs are not for profit, but you know that there's social enterprise too. Social enterprise such a way that you can make impact at the same time, still make your profit as well. So it works hand in hand. So we are social enterprise. We are not NGOs. So that's at Planet 3R. We are social enterprise. So we make impact when it comes to the environment and people, and we also make profits. So for people that are making profits anyways, but for people that are not making profits, just make sure that you talk more on the impact that you're going to make, and talk about how sustainable it can be. It's very, very important, especially when you want to win funding, when you want to get funding. Make sure that you really talk about that area, that particular space, the sustainability. They want to know that, are you going to be depending on funding every time? Are you going to be depending on donor every time? So make sure that you do that. Please, next slide, please. Okay, yes, they can drop question. I would definitely get to it. So yeah, so when you want to gather relevant data, I've actually explained some of it, but it's very, very important to engage stakeholders. So I've been using our organization as an example, because I've actually worked it. I've worked through that part. So I'm trying to use it as an example so that it can actually help guide some people to that wants to do those things as well. So one of the things that we do is that some people do not know the main stakeholders, like when it comes to what they do. So we looked at who are the stakeholders that we really need to work with at Planet 3R. Number one, we recognize individuals, households. So we make sure that their waste, when they collect it, we collect as like when they use it, so we collect from them. Then number two, in fact, the first one, government. See, stakeholder, hey, government is one of, because if you don't have what the normal like get permission or something, you can't just collect waste from anywhere and everything like that. So we recognize governments, then people that collect waste as well, waste collectors, waste pickers. So we recognize those ones too, like, okay, these are people that we really need to work with. It is very, very important, because in working with them, it makes our work much easier. So another thing again that we looked at again are people that are generating these wastes, the manufacturers. So we look at them too, that, okay, these people, we need to work with them and let them understand, especially when it comes to their EPR, extended producer's responsibility. There's a policy about it now that they need to make sure that the waste that they are taking out, they have to find a way to make it better, and see what we are doing with Viva detergent, what we did with Sunlight some days ago, what we did with Dangote salt sachet, we use it to make bags for them. So all these kind of things, by the time you understand, engage the stakeholders, and some people too that you feel like they don't matter at all, trust me, they matter, especially when you want to work with community. So when we started Planet 3R, because what actually motivated me to start Planet 3R was my community. So that community, anytime it rains overnight, will not be able to go out to work. People will not be able to go to school because of this small bridge. There's a bridge along our place. Okay. So there's a bridge along our in the community. We fabricated it in the community ourselves. We contributed money. So when it rains so much like that, if it rains during the day, we will not be able to enter into our house. You see people going to sleep in different places because the water the water will cover the bridge and even carry people. It can carry someone away. So we'll not be able to cross it. In fact, it removed the whole bridge itself because we're the one that put it there ourselves. So looking at that, I'm like, this problem, what can I do? What can I do? Because this is one of the things that they always say, like President Barack Obama said, he said, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we Africans are going to be the ones to solve our problems ourselves because we understand it better than people that are coming from outside. So I look at this problem and like, okay, this is a huge problem. What is causing this problem? You know that anytime the water now drains away, I will now see plenty nylon, plenty plastic, and everything is always plenty there in that place. So I was like, the weaving skill that I have, how can I use it to create solution to this problem that I see around? But do you know that I didn't start like that? I went to meet the community leader. It's very, very important. When you want to do projects like that, especially with communities and stuff like that. So I went to meet the community leader and I told them about the solution that we're trying to do. We want to have a center in the community. I stayed there to blah blah like that. So we're like, that's a very good one that is going to help um, people in the community. I told him that, even some girls that will just be going around after their secondary school that they are not doing anything, instead of them to like, getting pregnant and so like that, that they will have something to be doing and their parents' mind will be at rest. Even women, the community leader was really accepting and he now told me that I should come to the landlord meeting, which they do every weekend. That I should come and talk about it there. So I went to the landlord meeting. I told them about it, and the men were so happy that okay, that they were saying, my wife will even come and work there. My wife come and do this. So doing that, we started it. We've even expanded the place now. That was where we started from, and starting from there, I realized something in that community that because we engage them, because we allow them, they bought into our vision. We explained our vision to them and they bought into it. They took it as their own. Like they don't allow anything to happen to that particular place. If when we are not around or something wants to happen, they'll be like, no, no, no. They will take it as their own because you did not do it as if that is my own thing. You understand? I'm not doing it as if that, okay, it's my company, it's my this. I let it be like, okay, it is our thing. It is our community that owns this thing. Like it is getting people in the community are getting opportunity. So when you carry people in the community along, it's actually it helps a lot because engaging them, those things. Trust me, it really really helps a lot. So forms and questionnaires, well, like I said, I did the interview part, which is the customer discovery. And if I am going to try and see if I see it and send it, it's very, very important. I've seen it. Okay. So make sure that, do all these things, observe people, observe your environment, your community. What is it? Get to the root cause of the problem. Don't just assume, like I said, don't just because the water was there now. I looked at it. What is causing? Why is the bridge? Why is there flooding? So I looked at all those things, and so it's very very important for us to make sure that we gather relevant data so that it will help us in getting the kind of right solution to get. So after I got the customer discovery, I summarized it into 5 pages. Trust me, those questions, those responses help us a lot. It was as if that when we are now doing those products, it was as if that we're reading their mind. And we did not read their mind. I don't have any magic. It's what they told us. It's what they wrote. That is what we are giving back to them. So it is what they told us that we are now doing to make sure that it suits what they want. So make sure online really, really helps a lot. I tell you, sometimes when we want to come out with a product or a project, I use our social media a lot too, just to engage people, just to let them, I want to like, it is like, I would say that cheapest tool now, like you can use to really gather information. Although you don't have to put everything out there, you have to be very careful because I tell you, some people are very, very smart. So when you put some information and you put all of it out there, you that you've not started that project, before you know it, they will start it and they will take the project away from you because you've put out so much information. So when you are putting out, when you want to get, survey probably online, you want to get some things through online, make sure that you know how to like, not put all the things like implementation plan. Let me put it that way. Do not put all those things there, but just make sure that you put the relevant ones. Like that's what you want to know. Please, next slide, please. All right. So like I said, when you collect the data, I've already talked about it. It actually helps you, to know the pain points. If you don't know the pain points, trust me, you will not give that right solution because not every, for instance, now people use paracetamol for body ache and everything like that, but most of the time it's actually like assigned to headache, right? Like not for imagine using COVID-19 vaccine for stomach ache. Like you understand. So there are so many drugs like that are meant for different purposes. Like some are meant for typhoid, some are meant for malaria, some are meant for, so but you can't use the one that is meant for probably for typhoid, using it for malaria, right? It can actually solve it. Some solution can actually solve it, but it is not meant for it. It is not meant for that particular solution. So no matter how, make sure that you understand the pain points. It will give you like you everybody will know that this particular solution is meant for this problem. Like it's obvious that this is the right solution for it. And when you make sure that you get the need, like the particular need. For instance, now when people want to like subscribe for their Go TV, DSTV, and stuff like that, you know, you can't compare it to the way people will subscribe to their internet. So you have to prioritize like what people really really need at the moment, and that is what you make sure that you create solution to when you get it. So the way people, I might not subscribe to my DSTV for months, but trust me, nobody can do without not subscribing on their phone. That is how important it is, like how pain, like it is like a part of, we need it. So needs are in different stages self. So you have to understand that, okay, this is the one that they need more. So it's going to help you to now prioritize and know, okay, this is the one that needs more urgency. This is the one that you can make more impact. I'm actually using that as an example. So you just have to like know in your sector very well and know that, okay, this is the particular in waste industry right now. Food waste is actually a problem. The urgency, this, even plastic waste, talking about plastic everywhere. So they are all wastes. There's textile waste, there's plastic waste, there's food waste, there's agricultural waste. But there are some that need urgency, like the way that because it's having so much negative impact. And you can't know that if you do not collect your data, if you do not make sure that you analyze all these things. Next slide, please. All right. So we're already in action plan. We're almost there. Like I said before, there's so many things that your solution that you just want to like, solve now. But eventually you still come up with a very, very long-term plan to execute it very well. But you just want to like start it that, okay, now I just want to start something. Like when we started Planet 3 How, we started with just pure water sachet. We started converting it. And when we started converting it, that was just a short-term goal, right? We just want to convert and make sure that this thing works and we are making impact. But a long-term solution was to actually make sure that we want to convert something that has a global, as in like that almost everybody's facing it. Like things that everyone can relate to. Imagine now, let me give you an example of a pitch. I know that I'm not the one teaching you pitch anyways, but I just want to give you an insight. Like now, you go in front of judges and you want to pitch to them. You now say that, imagine your child go out in the morning and did not make it back. How would you feel? On so day of so day, 300 Chibok girls were kidnapped. And this had negative impacts on the community and the nation at large. That's how we at XYZ company decided to come up with an affordable security agents company in such a way that when you are going for excursion and everything, we help safeguard your children and make sure that they return safely and stuff like that. That I've talked about, I've been able to make sure that I let them see the fear. I let them see that this is a problem. It's there. The problem is there. There's data to back it up because you even put dates on so day of so day. 300 girls were kidnapped. Like there's a way they will feel. There's a way they will know that, okay, the problem is there. And you will let them know that without your solution, that problem cannot go away. So you have to let them understand. So when you're talking about this and when you are creating action, and for you to really create action about something, you need to understand the problem very well. If you don't understand the problem, you can't give solution to it because you can't give what you don't know. It is what you know that you now say, okay, this is the problem. X plus Y is equal to probably S, Y, or whatever. But you have to make sure that you understand how you are going to setting your objectives, making sure what are the tasks, how will you execute it, who are the people that you work together. Some people, like, it's because when you know the things, the solution that you want, for instance, now, the problem that you want to solve, it requires you to come up with a tech stuff, a tech solution and everything. And you don't have tech background. You don't have all these things. It doesn't mean that you have to go and learn tech at that time. In fact, I don't encourage anyone to go and learn at that time because when you go and learn, you cannot become an expert immediately. So it might be difficult for you to create solution in that problem. So get somebody on your team that understands that side. If it's about accounting or something, get an expert in accounting. Get this and get your team together. Before you know it, you'll be able to plan and make sure that you achieve that goal that you want to achieve. So everybody will know their roles, everybody will know their responsibility. And please, again, when we are setting goals, let us make a smart goals. It is very, very important. Smart goals. It has to be specific. It has to be measurable. Make sure that, all these things that you are doing, because some of us, we just want to assume that it's going to work, it will work, as in nothing, these things will work, Joe. Accurate, like these things. Like when I say that, when you are doing projects, I've written proposals, we've won some projects to do with communities. So one of the things that I believe that they always look at in those proposals, like I said, I'm not NGO, but I've actually helped some NGOs too. So when it comes to proposal writing and also getting the grants, one thing that always always say that put there is tell them how many people this funding will help. Like for instance, you want to do a project in a community, make sure that you write the number of people that thing will empower or that will help. Number two, make sure that you write the time frame that you want to do it. You write the time that between January to December, okay, within 6 months. and make sure that you know the milestones. It's very, very important for you to put the action plan, like how you want to do it, when you want to do the onboarding. Is it 2 weeks for you to gather people around? In January, we are going to make sure that we start it. In March, we start another cohort, we end that one. So make sure that you put everything in plan. And another thing that I believe that always helps when it comes to, I don't know if you need this, but let me just put it as a tip too. When it comes to like all these projects, proposals, budget is very, very important. Let your budget be clear, as in make it so clear. You write everything out one by one, the quantity, the size, the number. Maybe you need 4 yards, so you can put the price per yard, then you now put 4, then you times it together. Let them understand how you arrive at those things one by one, so that you don't just mix it up together like that. I remember when we won this our stuff, those are one of the things. We won 100,000 pounds. So it's actually one of the things I believe that always help a lot. So the budget, and also when you're doing when you're writing for a proposal, make sure that you too have something, like you have a stake in it. You are the number one stakeholder, trust me. So if you do not have anything to lose, they might not want to drop their own or their resources too, because they even know that you don't have anything to lose. So sometimes you tell them that you have facilitators or you have a space that you want to use and give for free. So these are the things that really motivate them to know that, okay, you too, you've done your part. They just need to like support you. So all these things that matter a lot, a lot. Please, next slide. Yeah. So as you can see, this is the conclusion. It's very, very, I've talked about most of all these things. So you just have to identify the needs. Don't jump into solution. We are giving you examples of not jumping into solution. Then involve the key stakeholders from the start. It helps you. It saves you away from some unnecessary stress. Because by the time you do some things and you now realize that they don't accept in that community, in this and that, will you now carry your building away? Will you carry the ball away? Like I said, that one did. So tailor your solution to the actual need. Like, what is it? Like, don't just parabolate and go and bring one solution that is not. Tailor it, let it suit it. That be any time they have headache, it is paracetamol that they will get. You get. So let it be like it just suits it perfectly. Like, is your solution that they need for their problem, nothing else. Let them see it that way. Let it be clear. Let it be clear. And regularly visit your analysis. Very, very important, because things change. Things just change every time. For instance, now you are still carrying things that you used 5 years ago. Your discovery that you used 5 years ago, or the one that you used 2 years ago, trust me, it won't work now again, because a lot of things. And we started small. All these things that we are doing now, showcasing our products at WTO, so showcasing our products at UNESCO, speaking at this place, it didn't start just now. It's just small. And one of the things that I really did was to leverage on social media. I leverage on social media a lot. So we make sure that storytelling, I know that is not my part. So I use storytelling to make sure that, I share my idea out there, or share a solution, because people are emotional. People buy with emotion. People want to be like, this thing that you are doing, if I buy from you, is going to support women in your community. If I buy from, so like, let them understand why they should buy from you, why they should buy into your solution, why they should partner with you, why they should make sure that it is your solution that will take away that unemployment from that community. Let them understand that. It's very, very important. So, start today. Thank you so much. Next slide will show my this thing. My information is on the last slide. Yeah. Thank you. You're muted.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, I noticed. Thank you so much, Latisi, for that very, very informative session. Actually, I enjoyed each and every bit, because it's like you were narrating a story. So I was following each and every step. And I also want to congratulate you for the milestones you have achieved as R3. Yes,
Thank
you've
you.
really, yes, that's a very big achievement, and it's really a motivation, especially to me and any other person here who wish have plans of starting a CBO or NGO, or they have an existing organization that they would love to grow. It's really, really amazing to hear your story, and we believe we'll all go far by taking one step at a time. So
Thank you.
you can, if you have any questions, scholars, you can drop your questions.
I've been to
But
your
in the
country
mean,
twice. I've been to your country twice.
you're welcome once again. Now you know your host, you can come to us. So I have a question for you as we wait for the scholars to drop their questions in the Q&A.
Okay.
You mentioned about sustainability and how can one sustain their project, especially when you wanting to make money to sustain your project. If you're providing skills, for instance, you're training girls or adolescents on life skills, for example, or providing knowledge that they will use to support themselves in future. How can you make this project sustainable to continue providing services for other
Okay.
people? Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So, in 2019, we partnered with an NGO that did a particular project in Ibadan, your state. So we're the one that carried out that project for them. So one of the things for the sustainability of that project is that we got the girls. So we're just for girls between 13 years and 17. It was just teenagers, 13 to 19. So uh, like no 20 there. So what we did was that we trained them. So they usually come during weekend. So during holiday, they come every day, as in like during weekdays, rather, no weekend there. So one of the things that we do is that we promote their story. So we look at one or two of them, because like I said, story tells, it sells a lot. It really sells a lot. So we look at one or two of them, and that's what they are facing in their home. If these people are empowered, they are going to help their not just their family now, but their community. So we saw their story out there. We make sure that the product that they make, we supervise them, we guide them in making sure that it is something that it is appealing. So it was just small products like making Ankara with bow tie, making Ankara with small earrings and stuff like that. So we started using it, selling it for them. So we leverage on the storytelling part, and we were selling it for them. And because in as much as we're trying to do these things just to empower people, we have to make sure, like I said, sustainability part of it. Some projects they can't sustain by themselves. And if you cannot write these things, if you cannot write how it can sustain by themselves, most of the time, trust me, these founders don't give the money out if they don't see that part. So it is something that one needs to understand and see that, okay, this is something that they can do. So doing those things then really helped. And one other thing that I always talk about that has helped us so far in Planet 3 is that we always make sure that we improve on our products. And just because you are making a product from waste, it doesn't have to look like waste itself. It has to look appealing. It is people that are using it. Like I said, you have to think like a buyer and not like a seller. You have to ask yourself, can you buy it yourself? Can I buy this? So all these things are very, very important. They are important questions for us to ask. Our first product, I cannot buy it. Like I'm telling you, I do like when I look at it, I'll be like, so we actually did this. Even me myself, I cannot pay to buy it. So there's nothing bad in it. They always say that if you actually if your product, if your first product don't embarrass you, that means that you started out too late. So don't be embarrassed by what you do or what you start. Just start it, and but when you start it right, in the right way. Do it right. Because if you don't do it right, like I said, you just be back to square one because you didn't get the right things, the right information, the people that you're supposed to work with, right? And that's because you did not you jump. You don't want to go through stress of asking questions, of knowing if they really need it. So it's very, very important. Yeah.
Thank you. And another question is, how can I measure success to show progress and improve funding?
What did you say, please?
How can I measure success to show progress and improve funding in my organization?
Okay. Well, one of the ways that we use is that our projects, the things that we do, we always make sure that we document them. Documentation is very, very important because there's something that they always say in our country: if you don't have evidence, you shall tire. Without evidence, they can't see anything. And social media plays a huge role in this thing. Why do I say that? There was this project like that we applied to. Could you believe that when they were selecting us, they tagged us online. They tagged all our social media. So if you are doing yourself and you are not showcasing what you are doing, those small, small things, maybe the small project that you do not showcase, you do not put it online because you are scared of village people, that you don't want them to see that you are doing well. Village people have won already. So make sure when you put it out there, those organizations, see, it's easier there was this program that we just became part of it now, global this thing. And during the interview with the judges, could you believe that the judges actually, when I was speaking, they said, we know you already. We know Planet 3 already. We know you. We follow you on LinkedIn. So it's easy for me to defend my idea. They will not think that maybe you are lying. They will not start go and be searching for you because they already know you. Even if they want to search for you, they will see the evidence online. They will see things that they can say that, okay, you've actually done something similar. Because sometimes, trust me, everybody wants to win. So people like people to sponsor, to support people that looks like they are succeeding already, that they look like success. So that when they fund those kind of projects or those kind of people, it will be a win-win for them. They'll be using it to brag that because they don't want to give someone that doesn't have prospect money and will not succeed in that thing. But when they see that you're already doing well, gradually, small, they'll be like, okay, if they give you a push, it will go a long way. But how would they know when you don't share them? And the world now is a global world, thanks to internet. So everybody can see what you do there. But when you don't post it, and it is only what you announce that people will know. If you don't announce what you do, people will not know. So that's just it.
Thank you. That is very, very interesting. And there's a question here from Daniel Femi. She says, thank you, Madam Adejoke, for the wonderful presentation. My name is Daniel Femi. And my question is, what need analysis is better, conducting myself or relating on data from research?
Sorry, I do not hear the question well, please.
Okay. So Daniel is asking, what needs analysis is better? Is it conducting the needs analysis himself or relating on data from existing research?
It is both, it is both. Because speaking to people one-on-one gives you this kind of, it gives them, like I said, this kind of belonging, and because it's your vision, you know it better than anybody. So when you explain what you want to achieve or what you are trying to achieve, it actually helps you to understand them. Talking to people actually have a way to do things. Like, I'm not saying you can go and be asking AI or something, but talking to people sometimes, even things that they don't know that they want to tell you about it, but because you are talking to them, they just remember it and they tell you. And AI cannot do that. Online cannot do that for you. But people, so use every means that is possible. Every means, so that by the time you come up with everything, you now know that, okay, this is what you'll be able to get from people. Then you'll be able to, like, match it together and feel like, okay, they're almost similar. So don't be lazy. Like the customer discovery that I did, it doesn't have to be plenty people. I did for just 20 people. 20. So I've already sent them message ahead that I'm going to ask them questions. And like I said, build relationship with people. Not only when you need their help. That's not the time that you now be going to them. Build good relationship with them so that anytime you need their support, they'll be there for you. In fact, I loaded my card. I tried to call some people on the normal call. They were like, Joke, don't waste your credits. Let us do it on WhatsApp call. So they even helped me. So some of them, we spent like 10 minutes, some of them 8 minutes. So those things, I started jotting them down. You need to see those quality things really helped. Like when we started Planet 3, it was one of the things that we do. So use people, as in, like, not use people, as in ask people, and also ask online too. Yes.
Thank you. So there's also another question from Caleb Mukwana. He says, thank you, Adejoke, for the wonderful presentation. Please share ideas about mapping and engaging stakeholders, especially for a venture targeting students. Those are high school or tertiary students, especially on tapping into primary decision makers. He gave example of parents or guardians.
Sorry, I do not hear that very well. It's sorry,
Okay,
please.
I'll go again. He wants you to share ideas about mapping and engaging stakeholders, especially for ventures targeting students and tapping into primary decision makers. What are some
Okay.
of the ideas on how you can map stakeholder engagement for
Yes.
secondary students and targeting parents?
Yes. Oh, well, all these things, like when we're trying to get some of these students and, and their parents, one of the places that I always said to go to is school. School was one of the places that we went to. We met with the principals. Most of all these principals, it's because trying to go to their house one by one will really work. Then we go to religious places, mosque, church. So we're able to, like, get them. And when you are working with these people, especially people that are not adults, make sure that you carry their parents along, please. It's very important. If it's possible, give them a parental this thing, to make sure that their parents fill the form, to make sure that they are, how did they always say this in English?
Say it in your
How did
language, you'll
they
have a Nigerian in the house will translate.
eh?
You can just say it in your language, you have a Nigerian in the house, she can translate.
Yeah, okay. Like to make sure that they accept it, Abi. Like I can't really remember the English. Consent form. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel Febi. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yes. So consent, like they give their consent to that, like, so, because working with minor is not something that is easy like that, especially primary, all these things, stakeholders, you want to work with students. And sometimes why I don't really like working with students, especially when you know that you can't sell it or it can't be sustainable, is that some of them, it goes into wastes. You have to just make sure that you are deliberate about it, because some of them just do it for doing sake. Some of them, I remember when I did a project with NYC, the youth service in Nigeria. So we went to the camp, we took our rooms and everything, the equipment, it was so not easy at all. And we look at them that, okay, these students who can actually benefit from what we do at Planet 3, let us take our solution to them. So we partner with NYSC in Oyo State. I even went there to speak. I was one of the speakers to go and speak to them on this thing. But could you believe that most of them took it for granted? They took this. So it's sometimes when you are doing this when we are doing this solution and everything, And that's why it's very good to, like, get, even with the stakeholders too. Sometimes it's not easy, I tell you. People that you want to do it for, sometimes they are not making it successful. It is one of the challenges that we face. I've seen a project that they did here with ITF, and they trained them on sewing and everything, and they bought them new sewing machines. And before you know it, as in at the gate like this, when they were giving them the sewing machine, they were selling it. And they empowered them so that, okay, these people too, when they start doing this work, it's going to help them, help their community, help their family. But imagine selling and just spending the money. So sometimes, and that's why it's very, very good to conduct these things, to really know that, do these people really want it? Do they really want it? Because if you don't do it, at the end of the day, and when they fail, automatically they make you fail too. Because you are not able to pick any of them that you can say that, okay, the last project that we did, we're able to have 2 people that they are doing so well now that you can brag about. That's even when donor will even want to give you more. But without those things, so it's very important to really take our time when we are mapping and talking to these stakeholders, making sure that they are really interested and they want to be part of this thing. And that's what we've been doing at Planetarial. Yeah, I hope the answer is more. Sorry, I just flew in today. I've been flying since yesterday. I just came in. Yeah.
Sorry, you're tired. Maybe one final question before we close. Genesis is asking, how can you succeed at acquiring the need equipment to produce or advance your products? What will be your best advice to start up for addressing the challenge of limited resources?
Okay. How have you is this Genesis? How have you succeeded at acquiring the needed equipment to produce or advance your products? What would be the best advice to start off for addressing? Okay, all right. All right, I've seen the question. So one of the things that helped us, so when we started, I looked inward. And that's one of the things I always encourage. Look inward. Look at the things that you can do that can be fabricated in your country, that can be cheaper than getting it from abroad. Do you know what happened last year? There was this equipment that I wanted to buy from the US. So I saw it already and I was like, this equipment, I really want to get it. It's a wooden equipment. So if I wanted to buy it then with the dollar rate, I was going to spend like 800,000 naira. So when the exchange rate now went up and everything like that, and our money dropped, it was going to cost me like 3 million or 3.5 million naira. Imagine that. So I now decided that this money is too much. I don't have this money. So sometimes, when problem actually arises, it creates opportunity and it makes us think. So I looked at it that, how can I buy kiddy of 3.5 million naira? And that was how I told my carpenter, let us fabricate something similar that can serve the purpose. And trust me, we didn't spend up to 300,000 naira on that particular thing. And it served the same purpose. So it would not have. So sometimes, you have to find a way that, okay, how can this thing, you can improve with time. Like when we started sewing this thing, we're using manual, pakala, pakala, pakala. You need to see our products. They were not coming fine because I didn't even have much to like buy the machine that we use in sewing good bags. But small, I bought one machine. Later, bought 2. Later, now we have 16 machines now, sewing machine now. So it was gradually, and again too, like I said, I did not just sit there. I was trying to get, how can we get more opportunities? How can we get into the market? How can we get the revenue, the money to come? And we also applied for some grants, which we got. So some of these things really, really help us. So don't let limited resources, the resources that you don't have, stop you. It actually, I keep saying that what stops people is mindsets. It is the mindset that stops a lot of people. It's not that they don't have something around them that they can do, but it's just the mindset that is limiting them to say that, okay, you cannot achieve this thing. And when you don't start, I'm telling you, nobody is going to support who is not starting. For instance, now you want to travel from Nigeria. No, you even want to get from my area, Adegbayi, to Iwo Road. and you don't have money for transport. So you try to trek, at least you left your home. So while trekking, you see somebody that is carrying motor now say, okay, let me give you a ride, let me give you a lift. That person have helped you in making your journey, shorten the journey and reach your destination faster. But because you do not have anything, you decide to lie down in your house, you will not get to that place, and nobody is going to help you because they did not see that you are moving yourself. You are not pushing yourself to. It is someone that is trying to push that people will help. People will not help someone that is not. They say heaven help those who help themselves. So there's no way that they will see if you are not even making any effort. So just make the effort first, and you'll be surprised at how you get that support that you need, that will make you get to your destination faster than the trekking that you were trying to crawl. Just as in, just do something. If you want to crawl, crawl. If you want to walk, walk. If you want to run, just make sure that you are moving. As in, don't just stay in one place. And the truth is, you cannot stay in one place. If you are in 0 today, if you are not going to 1, you are going to -1. You are going to -2. You cannot remain on that 0. Nobody remains on one space. It's either you are going up or you are coming down. So make sure that you just get it done. Just be doing it small, small. I hope that answered the question.
Absolutely. We can feel the zeal and passion in your voice. Very informative session. From the comments, the scholars have really enjoyed this session. Thank you so much, Adejoke, for this amazing
Thank you for having
presentation.
me. All
And
right.
I hope we will still engage you more and more for these informative
Okay.
sessions. So for the
Thank you.
scholars, just an announcement for the scholars. Thank you again for attending the webinar. And as I mentioned in the chat box, we'll be holding a pitch competition during the final week of the academy. And everyone is encouraged to participate. You can begin preparing a presentation now to give yourself plenty of time to craft a strong, competitive pitch and stand a chance to win exciting prize. With all that said and done, thank you so much, everyone, for attending. Have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Everyone,
Bye.
bye-bye. Bye. Where will I stop it now? Okay.